Hey everybody, it's Elizabeth and welcome back to the weekly garden tour. I thought I would start you guys out with a quick pan of, this is, I guess technically it's our side yard over here. But it is so beautiful. It's cloudy again today, just like in last week's video. And yesterday we got 2.5 inches of rain. So it was like, whoa. We only had like a 20% chance of rain yesterday. And that stands out in my memory because we were all like, well, let's just have a lazy day anyway, even though it's probably not going to rain. And then it literally rained all day long. So everything is lush and green and vibrant and gorgeous. And it just makes me feel so thankful to live in Arkansas because it's really like this most of the time. That's why Arkansas is called the natural state, because like it all looks like this. It's all very green, especially spring and summer. But anyways, I just got back from my walk. Thought I would show you some things. I'm not going to go over everything because, again, that takes too much time. But I'm going to give you a quick pan of the orchard from afar. But I specifically want to show you one tree. So there's the orchard down there. You can see how you're starting to see the trees better. There's a grid of 6 out there. Lovely. So I told you guys about this mulberry tree over here. Maybe 2 tours ago. We've had this here for about 2 years, and the deer ate the leaves off. So here's our original tree. I just put this tape on it a few weeks ago. We had bricks around this and everything, and there's actually a bunch of tall grass coming up in here. And so a few days ago when my husband was mowing, I was like, let me go check this tree. I fertilized it, did everything I could this spring to try and save it. Came back, mind you, you could not see this. There was tons of tall grass around here. So I came to move the bricks. I told my husband, just mow it down. It's not going to come back to life. And I get down here and I find this new growth right here coming out of the root. Look at that. I was like, oh my God, we're leaving it. So I went ahead and I had already removed the bricks by the time I found it. I told my husband, I'm like, just mow that tall grass, get real as close to it as you can. He did. Looks great. As long as the deer don't eat this, then when this gets big enough, I'll replace, I'll move the tag. I'll cut this old deadwood off. But I'm so excited that it is living. And then there our cypress tree is leafing back out. It's always so beautiful and happy. These do lose their leaves in the winter. We have a lot of these naturally around here. They're water trees, so we have them down the Game and Fish Road. But look, they're just they're so romantic and dainty, and oh my God, you're just so beautiful. This is my husband's favorite tree in the whole world, so I bought this one for him. She's probably been here 4 years now. Anyways, it's lovely. Everything is lovely from the rain. So, I wanted to tell you as I walk over to the house that I did so much last week. I watched last week's garden tour. I edited it yesterday. So we're about a week behind, just so you know, time-wise. But I watched it so I could recall what things looked like when I went to film today. And you guys, I said in that video I was going to get so many chores done, and boy did I. I feel so proud of myself. Let's go over here to the berry bed, because this is fun. Last time I showed you, these blueberries were coming on. They still are. This guy's an odd shape. So after it fruits, I think I'm going to cut this right there. Let me know your opinions on that. I've never grown blueberry before. But one thing I wanted to show you is this raspberry started flowering after that last video. I've not fertilized this, so I need to do that. I also need to clean this up, put my blackberry in. My husband made me a clothesline. There used to be one over here a long time ago before we ever dated. And he just made me a beautiful clothesline right here at the woods. I love it. So that is super exciting. All of our wild honey what is that called? Honeysuckle over there is really flowering. Okay, let's make the rounds as fast as we can. There's maple and there's banana trees. They start slow. We did get the cover off the pool. We failed we got it all the way to there. Pulled from here to here. We had 4 people doing it. And we're trying to pull it off. We'd never done that method before. So we weren't aware that you're supposed to take like a sump pump and pump everything off of the cover. We thought there were like little holes in the cover. And as we're pulling it off, like the water would go through and we'd be left with debris on top. Not the case. Anyways, it was so heavy. We ended up getting it right at the edge. And I'm the one. She is me. I dropped one of the... Anyway, so I dropped it and all the debris fell in the bottom end of the pool. But I'm going to start cleaning it up today. I'll probably film a reel for that, not like a whole video. But I got to... anyways, I'm going to end up having to like rake all the leaves out, scoop them out, net them out, whatever. So that was no fun. I will say there is one bed I did not thoroughly weed this week. I've completely ignored, plus the berry bed. So I'm going to show you in all honesty, because like, you know, there's just stuff takes a lot of time, because I also trimmed back plants, put in new plants, started seeds, direct sowed seeds. I got all kinds of stuff done. This hibiscus here is a little beat down from all the rain. That's normal. And let's see, this is the bed I did not weed, but it is rather quick. I just ran out of time. But anyways, over here, my 2 newest favorite roses, because they smell so divine. And look at that. Look at that. Maple, are you looking at that? She's right here in my face. Maple, did you see the flower? Anyways, so, droopy from the rain. Divine. So many buds though. Look at this. Look at this. What are you even doing? Insane. Yeah, so, and I've been a lot better about pruning my roses this year. So when some of these bloom, I'm going to kind of trim this up so that she can be a better shape. Pinnacle hydrangea has never been this big before. Wow, look at her. And then right here, sunflower seeds, which I'm pretty sure is from my bird feeder, but we're leaving them. And then a lot of these right here, these look like zinnias, and those. So I will probably leave some of them. I'll keep an eye on them. I'll pull some. I see I haven't pulled weeds here yet either, but that's like the only big weed. But anyways, my cute little guy down there. So cute. This one is, it has not had one open up yet, but it's really been working on it. Here is the furthest one along. Lovely. If you remember last year, I had a pathway here. It's those blocks actually. And I just moved them. And I was like, well, the kids never actually went this way. I figured they'd go this way if they were going to come up the deck to the pool this way. But everyone just goes that way. So I was like, well, I can let this rose kind of sprawl. Might as well. Back over here, this azalea is doing really good. This is a yellow rose that's been here for years. It does not smell, and it has a really weird shape. I usually end up just trimming it back a lot every year. Oh, and so funny, I was trying to show you guys the peaches in the trees in that last video, and I knew they were in here, but I literally couldn't find them. They are. Oh wow, look. Where are you? See them? Looks like there's like a white, like a clear something on that. What is that? That's weird. But I've yet to count. We'll just wait until they get bigger. Look, there's 2 right there. Oh, and just so that you guys know, there's Opie, the cat. Ozzy, my black cat, we rehomed to my mom because she spends a lot of time outside and he's a very needy cat. And every time she would come over here, he loved her. So I was like, hey, you want to take my cat? Look at that. Can you see that? There it is. Anyways, so she did that and they're doing good. So that's awesome. Oh, all of my perennial hibiscus, I cut back the old wood. See the new coming up here? And then, oh, just like in every year's past, and we can't figure out why, please comment below if you know why, this plum tree is dropping its fruit. See this? We don't know why. And they're little, itty bitty. It does something every year. Either drops them now in early spring or later. Just always drops them. It's really frustrating. All right, so I showed you before, pomegranate, fig are coming back to life. Oh, also I want to note, I started using Job's fruit tree spikes this year, recommended by the nursery owner that I always go to. And so I put those spikes, I did every fruit tree we have except the Arkansas black apple. I kind of forgot it existed. I usually do because it's not leafed back out yet. So I'll do that later. But anyways, I did that for all of these fruit trees. That will feed it continuously for 6 months. So I'm hopeful we'll see a lot of growth on the pomegranate and the fig because of that. So some of the new plants that went in is I got 3 proven winners. Super Petunias or Super Bells. These are all Super Bells. Yep, these are all Super Bells. I got these in. I really would prefer to have 5 in this bed, but I didn't. 2 that could have gone in here, I decided to put in the cottage garden. So, but this is what we have in here. We have Super Bells double yellow, Super Bells double redstone, red with yellow tips. And like these, they're already, look how pretty that is. Now the Super Bells are tinier buds than Super Petunias. That's the biggest difference. Super Bells pomegranate punch. And this is really pretty too. It's like a burgundy. Lovely. Okay. Hi, buddy. So over here, I did work on more mulch until I ran out again. And so this time I picked back up right here where you can see it's new. Came around and did just like this edge really, because I had just cut back this perennial hibiscus because it's shooting up a new little stem. And I really wanted to do this. I've been waiting forever to mulch around this because I knew the color contrast would be so rewarding. So anyways, I'm going to work on wrapping that up this week. Now that I've got this much done, the mulch I need is here. There's mulch on the other side of there. It's just covered in leaves. I just need to rake it off. And then here. And then I'm done. So that's great. Wild Rose over here is doing well. And I just recently trimmed it. It was putting off a long gangly stem up the center. So now it looks more normal. And the prickly pear cactus is putting on so many pads. It's so cute. Love it. So excited for that. So over here, this rose is finally putting on. This one smells divine. Super excited. Oh, let's see. Oh, I need some mulch here, too, here around the apple tree. Forgot about that. So you can see where I kind of ended. So this needs it too. But hoping to get that done this week so I can just finally say, oh my God, I'm done with this bed. Because this has been like 2 years in the making. But yeah, this tree is not dead. It leaves out late and puts fruit on late. So everything is looking so beautiful. Let's see. I don't remember what these were doing in the last video. They're hanging over from the rain. They're gorgeous. They don't smell good, but they're gorgeous. This is the lilac rose. I know I mentioned that in a few videos because I was like, I can't remember where I put it. This is it. This is the lilac rose, which I bought for a unique color, not smell, and it's worth it. This one I wasn't sure what color it was, and now you can see the little buds are opening up and they're going to be like a red or pink. Can't wait to see their true color, because when they're tight in a bud like that, you just really never know. Also, I cleaned up this area. Thank the Lord. There was lots of weeds in here. and leaves. I pulled out a ton of leaves. And so we've got these are our 4 main plants from last year. I sprinkled some wildflower seeds here and here, and changed out my flag. Oh, I also rearranged our porch and just kind of cleaned that up. That was nice. Oh, and my husband deadheaded this crepe myrtle. I guess a deadhead would be really cutting it back to the ground, but this guy should be cut down to like here every fall. And if I forget, it gets really tall. If you cut it here in the fall, it will grow up and be level with the house. But if I forget and I cut it, it actually grows up and it gets in these lines here. And so this year it was already right there at spring. So I said, you know, just take it back some, and then maybe this year in the fall I'll be better about cutting it back. It's just, it's getting so old that I can't trim this with my regular loppers. And so my husband like brought out the big guns. I put some wildflower seeds in this little bucket, pulled all these weeds. This is my original drift rose. Did some wildflower seeds here. Got my lantana there. And then right here is the Mexican petunia that's going to come back. So over here, I want to show you how things are doing. You can tell the dill is getting bigger. And this rose is white. So I don't think I ever saw this one bloom before. But you see what I mean about how when the buds come on, it's kind of misleading. Oh, maybe it's like a really pastel pink. We'll have to wait till it fully opens. Ah, I bet you next week's tour, several of these will be open. So crazy how they droop. But look how tight that is. That's definitely, if you can't tell, doubles are my favorite. They're just so voluptuous. But see, this one's doing the same thing where it's got some rogue stems, but there's buds on it. So, but those buds are little. I may go ahead and take these out this week. I want this. See, these are my knockout roses, and they have a lovely shape. I don't even have to trim them. That one's actually got a little gap in the middle. I don't know what's up with that, but this one is the perfect structure. They do that naturally. All of my other roses I have to prune. But so then this one is finally growing. I saw this one has bloomed before. It just doesn't want to grow. So I'm hoping it will do better. But look at that stunning color. I think I've had this rose like literally 3 or 4 years, and it's never gotten bigger than this. I will add also, when I went around and did the tree spikes probably 5 days ago, I also did a pelletized flower fertilizer, like a commercial chemically one where you put the pellets out. I do that every 2 weeks this time of year. So I do that all around the plant. So then when I water it and it rains, it gets a little fertilizer. So like this one where you can see the little white bits, that's part of it. And so this guy, I'm hoping this will actually grow this year. But you can see just from the jump, it's so far behind that one. This azalea here is struggling. They always do for me for some reason. It'll rebound, but it's just kind of sad looking at first. The one I put in at my mom's is totally thriving. Let's see. So I have, oh, let's go over here for the new plants. Oh, and I mentioned the mulch glue in that last video. See, this is from all that rain. The mulch is moving around again. I'm ordering that today, I'm sure. Because ironically, I was doing a little research on it, and then I talked to my sister on the phone a few days ago, and she was like, hey, have you heard of mulch glue? And I'm like, yeah, actually I have. I just started like researching it. And she's like, well, I put it down a few days ago, and it's doing great. And my sister has like one flower bed in front of her house. But because of the shape of it, when it rains, her mulch will wash out into her yard. And she said it's rained over there twice, and she put it down, and it's really working well. Now, that's in a bed, not a walkway. But, so we're going to try it. So, I'm ordering that today. I don't know if I'll have it in by next time. But I'm definitely going to do like I'm going to film kind of like a how-to video or a video of me doing it. And then I'm going to cut to like a week or 2 later and give an honest review of how it's holding up. So, you won't see that video for like weeks. But I will mention my opinion in tour videos. So the popcorn drift rose here is blooming, doing good. And I did squat all the way down there, and it really does smell great, but she's just a little short girly. This Jacob's ladder, lovely. I think this hosta might get bigger this year. We'll see. Over here, I've got, this is last year's asparagus coming up. That's looking good. Let's see. Oh, I worked on this area a lot this last week. I know I mentioned it to you in the last video, complaining about how I didn't like it. So we still have the jasmine over there in that container. I tried to move that hosta out here, like I said, but I think it's really rocky in there, and I could not get my shovel up under it. So I was like, all right, I'll just leave it. And so I trimmed this bush back a little bit. This is a new gardenia, and I had 2 other small hostas somewhere else I just brought over here. I did all new mulch, and I covered this water hose that goes over here just to kind of, I don't know, make it more cohesive. So let's see, there's that. Oh, the flowers that I started in containers are really coming up. These are zinnias, nasturtiums. I think that's zinnias in there in the back too. Oh, I also started my milkweed roots that I got in the mail. I did 3 here, so those would be like little small bushes, and I did 2 or 3 on that end. Again, we're trying to narrow the walkways. Maple, leave it. She's over here checking out, what is that? Nasturtiums. And then I had this vine growing here that I wasn't sure what it was. It was just hanging on the ground. Oh, well, except this part was already like crawling up. So I did my plant ID app, and it's a wild grape. And it's actually called summer grape. Grapes will be purple. And it is the oldest known American variety for making wine. So I was like, okay, cool, dude. You can stay. You can tell it's coming up out of this block right here. And so, like, it can just have this whole arch. Now, I did start cucumbers over here, pickle bush variety. They're coming up. The rest of these green out here you see are just weeds. So we may have some kind of management between the 2 things, but we'll figure it out when the time comes. These are my sugar snap peas I started in the greenhouse. I transplanted them out here just recently because these will probably only grow up to maybe here, and as soon as we get really hot, they'll die back, so then I can pull them off of the grape. That's my plan for that. You can tell this chocolate mint is coming to life. It's getting tall. Wow, over here, look at the radishes. That's these right here. Really doing good. These are a flower vine that I started from seed last year. And I think I have, yeah, I do still have a tag in there. Let's see. Red trumpet vine. So this is a red trumpet vine, and that's a yellow trumpet vine. And these are perennial vines. They only made it up to about here last year, and I was surprised that they like died back. So I didn't think they were supposed to. So we'll just kind of keep an eye on them this year. But if these 2 want to grow up over this and just stay here forever, I'm okay with that. So that's kind of the plan. Over here, I put in a pink hollyhock and a red hollyhock, hoping that they'll come up. They're bare roots, so they're below the surface. This one is the one I kept forgetting what it was when I put it in. It's a hydrangea. I went on Amazon and did a negative review on them just yesterday because it came in the mail with less leaves on it than that. And when I planted it, it dropped all of its leaves. So they really sent a weak plant. But she's coming back. So optimistic for that. We've got flower seeds in here. This hosta's coming back. I didn't do any work on this area yet because I was focusing, look at this from the rain. I was focusing on all my new stuff. Perennial hibiscus here and here. I cut back the deadwood, and you can see how much they're leafing out, which is great. I do have flower seeds in here for lupine. And I got some random things coming up. I've never grown that before, so I'm just gonna like not weed this area. And then here's one of my new plants from Proven Winners. This is called Boom Chocolata Geranium. And, oh, look, it looks like it might even be trying to bud up. Anyways, this one is really cool. This is a perennial. This is an annual. This is Super Bell's Blue Moon Punch. And it's obviously beat down from the rain, but the color on this is stunning. Look at this. Oh, it's so gorgeous. There's one on the other side I'm really in love with, too. Oh, let me pop over here. I put 2 more Over here, these are cannas that are going to come back. This is Proven Winners Stand By Me Clematis. So I put it right here where I've got this little arch. And then this is Fruit Punch Classic Coral. What is this? Dianthus. And she's starting to bud up. So that's really nice. And then I did some cleanup in here. May not look like it, but I did. Had some junk all over here. Organized my fertilizers and tools. Things in here are doing well. You can see they're like really finally taking off. These are ready to pot up. I need to do that soon. I did go through and thin these. I always, what is this, Better Boy? I always double sow tomatoes just in case. And then over here, this is my white pumpkins. I've got to find somewhere to put them. I'm going to get them in the ground really, really soon. And then these are all the, well, not all of these. These three and this one are the new seeds I started. These two are the ones I've not seen any germination on. But, anyways, these are the seeds I got in the mail. It's beefsteak tomato, steak sandwich tomato, steakhouse tomato, and traveler. Traveler is one of my husband's favorites. These are all beefsteak varieties that are all a little bit different. And then here are some plants that are not vegetables that I had like low germination on, but I had a few. So these are frosted glass grasses. So I potted them up to separate them. Oops, don't fall. And then my one toothache plant, I had a whole 6-cell tray like this, and this is the only guy that germinated, so I pulled him out so I can kind of focus on that and also make space for the tomatoes. Okay, so back out here, this yarrow has not germinated yet, which is sad. Here's I moved a new feeder here, and the birds are loving it, so they play on the ground right here a lot with all these seeds. So I'll definitely have to weed a lot here. But this is one of my other Proven Winners. This is, everything's so dirty from the rain, Angel Flare Black, which is an Angelonia. But look at that flower color. It's really like a super dark purple, because you can see it's got little flowers on it now. Anyways, that one's a perennial. This was an annual maple. Maple is standing right here. She's right here, all up in our business. So this is a Super Bell's Black Currant Punch. And look how pretty. Oh my goodness. Stunning. Where were you? Where were you at? There you go. So this one, it's dropping petals from the rain, but it was gorgeous. Oh, here's a little bit of one left. So this one, and then that other one is right there. I'm so excited to see them thrive and see the color they're going to bring to the garden. These glads are coming up. The elephant ear still hasn't come up. The hollyhocks are thriving. I did move this like I mentioned doing in the last video, and I got a new stake, shepherd's hook, and put it out here so I can watch hummingbirds from my office window. And I had been talking to you guys about the not loving the soil. This thing is really annoying. I would not keep this on if I didn't have brassicas in here, but pests love brassicas and they will just eat them up. So anyways, I've been talking to you guys about how this soil in here seems really dry. It doesn't right now because I came through, you can see the white stuff. I came through and I added like a potting soil raised bed mix to this whole bed by hand around all the plants. I feel confident with a layer of this on top. This bed's going to be okay now. So this one is looking good. Plus we got all that rain. But these are onions. Got our one celery, but she looks healthy. And then you can see we've got 2 rows of asparagus here. I think it's 2. Maybe it's just 1. I don't remember. But you can see we've got baby ones coming up. And when I did the soil on top, there was baby ones coming up here too, and I just covered them. So they're starting. And then this is a head lettuce. In that last video, I was like, oh, I don't know how this is going to do. But look at this. They're heading up. And look at this one. they're actually heading up. So that's really encouraging. So I will show you. This is what's annoying about this. See this? This gets pulled down or pulled over and it doesn't want to set. It's because there's water in there. You see that? Anyways, that's annoying. So this bed, I just got a little soil added to it, not a ton. But I'll show you in here too. I think this one, the zipper's on the other side. So see the difference? This is the potting soil, and you see that? We got 2 inches of rain yesterday. And look. I mean, it's damp, yes, but it's like, it's just weird. It was just a very dry mixture that I put in here. This is mostly garlic. I think this is all garlic on this left side. Yeah. And these are little cabbages, but I think they'll just do a lot better when they've got this real moist mixture on top. Hold the moisture in. But these guys are growing really slow. I did fertilize all this. That's some of the little white specks you see in there too. Are that same fertilizer. Look how big the potatoes are getting. It's great. I fertilized them as well. And look how this is doing. Very good. Very good. What else did I do? Oh, where these white tags are, I did some hummingbird wildflower mixtures. Drexoed. I basically did like a trench here and a trench here. This is where I have that mullein plant. And I broadcast the seeds over here, hoping it would come back this year. And so basically I'm just waiting to see anything that comes up here. I'm going to leave it, and it's going to create like a border there because we're not replacing the fence. We're just going to leave it open. So we'll have flowers all at the edge, and my husband will just mow right up to it. So that's, wow, that's almost everything. I'm kind of bummed that the mulch is messed up for you guys in this tour because I worked last week and I refilled holes and I raked stuff and I put in a lot of work on the mulch. So hopefully, but I'm not mad at the rain. So hopefully the mulch glue will be the solution I never knew I needed. These things, I forgot to show you this drift rose. She's struggling. Yellow leaves, dropping the yellow leaves, but tons of new growth. So I think she just needed to adjust. And then this is dwarf glads. They've not come up yet. This is looking happy. My husband did drill a hole in this for me since these are succulents. Oh wow, look how weird that looks. It's like, what is that? Oh, it's just water sitting there. It looks like a gel, but it's just water. So cool. I literally have sat here for like 30 seconds because I can't remember what I was about to say. I started saying something and then the succulents distracted me. Well, we lost it. So, yeah, leave it. So next week I'm going to, or this week I'm going to work on the mulch again. And I can't wait for this rose to bloom because it's like a vibrant, bright, like primary red. It's so stunning. I love it. Love it. And I think I've come up with some plans for this area. I'm gonna move the swing. Not loving that. And I am putting like a shield there when I do the shed project. However, I hadn't decided what to plant in front of said shield. And I think I've come up with that with some things I still have. I have started every seed I wanted to start. And out of all the plants I have, all the different bulbs and bare roots and stuff I got in the mail from Brex, I have 2 or 3 in the house, and I think they're all milkweed. I think that's all that's left to get in. And then I have one more coming from Proven Winners that didn't ship with the rest, and it's a snapdragon. So there's that. That's it. That's all that is still coming. And there's very few things on my list I would love to still add, other than, of course, small shrubs, small perennial shrubs for necking down my walkways. So I'm just kind of keeping an eye out for stuff like that. I have a really cool looking hydrangea and a spirea saved on Amazon that I may do over there, or I may do elsewhere. But yeah, that's it for now. So I'm trying to not do any more big things, and I'm trying to finish wrapping up old projects like the gas tank bed out there, which I think that's finally going to get wrapped up now, like in this week when I get the new mulch. Oh, I didn't mention when I was over there, before I put down the mulch I did put down, I broadcast wildflower seeds in those areas between the shrubs. So fingers crossed we'll have some cool stuff come up out there too. But if they don't, that's fine. Those shrubs will eventually fill in and everything will be fine. But still, it'd be cool if they did. So that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching this garden tour. Thank you for still being here. And yeah, if you have any tips or tricks you want to share with me, I would greatly appreciate it. One thing too, have you ever grown grape? Or especially wild grape? Because a friend of mine commented on a picture of that I put on Instagram. She said she had allowed wild grape to stay on a fence line and it never fruited. So we'll see. I mean, honestly, I don't think something this small you could really expect it to fruit the first year. So I'm really going to have to reserve judgment until next summer, which seems like a really long time. But those are the weird things we do in gardening, because we're weird and we want to see what's going to happen. So anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Can't wait to see you in the next video, and comment down below and I'll chat with you guys in the comments.